Warning, this program is entirely fictional and made by a sole Canadian man. All characters and events in the show, including the host, even those that are based on real people, are entirely fictional. The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
America, the land of the free, home of the brave, and the stupid, and the criminally insane.
Year zero.
The United States has seen its fair share of gangbangers, mobsters, and psychotics who have roamed our beloved streets, causing untold chaos, destruction, and corruption. Tonight on Grand Theft Auto Biographies. Conspiracy, marijuana farms, and polar bears?
Polar bears.
Tonight we will attempt to examine the life of a man whose name we don't even know. A man who spent his life supposedly dedicated to two very simple values, peace and love. An aging hippie born in the post-World War II boom and reborn during the Summer of Love as a full-blooded American stereotype. We will follow his exploits, primarily in 1992 during his association with the infamous Carl Johnson and his efforts to convert CJ to his conspiratorial worldview. We will see a bloody harvest, secret government projects, and wild peyote trips as we document the known criminal history of a man simply known as TheTruth. This episode of Grand Theft Auto Biographies brought to you by my incredible supporters on Patreon. My goal for this channel is to be 100% fan-funded, allowing me to cover whatever I want without having to rely on AdSense and appeasing the copyright gods. If you want to help this channel, you can donate below with the paypal.me link in the description, the YouTube thanks button below the video, or you can sign up on patreon.com/GuinnessWalker and get early access to all of my work, access to all of the music from my shows and permission to reuse them in your own work, a download catalog of every video produced for the channel, access to the patron-only Discord server for weekly game nights/movie nights with me, and your name in the credits. Help me reach my Season 3 goal so I can continue producing shows for you guys for a long time to come. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the show. Given that his real name is not even known, examining Truth's actual early life is quite difficult. However, some details have surfaced over the years that allow us to piece together some basic facts about his life before '92. He was likely born sometime in the 1930s or 40s, given that he appeared to be in his late 50s or early 60s by '92, and as a result, Truth would be part of the great American hippie generation, seeing his teen or young adult years during or around the Summer of Love. Being a walking stereotype, Truth would be of course quite fond of recreational drugs like LSD, mescaline, and a whole hell of a lot of Mary Jane. In 1967, Truth would purchase another hallmark of the American hippie, a camper van painted in psychedelic colors and converted to run on cooking oil instead of regular gasoline. He would likely use said camper, dubbed the Mothership, to travel across America, or at the very least the state of San Andreas, smoking with his friends, attending concerts, and even the occasional love-in, being particularly familiar with the city of San Fierro, known for such progressive events. While we cannot confirm with any degree of certainty, we strongly suspect Truth himself was either born in or grew up around San Fierro, as his accent seemed to suggest that he was at least a San Andreas native. In 1989, Truth would attend the Fierro Love-In, likely in the Queens district, where he would become first acquainted with skilled mechanics Dwayne and Jethro, who'd had their business in Vice City bought up by the mob just 3 years prior. He would also at some unknown point meet electronics expert Zero, real name unknown, and even the British band The Gurning Chimps, and their manager Kent Paul, likely making all of these connections through his sale of marijuana. It isn't clear when Truth began cultivating his own marijuana to sell, but he seems to have been selling it to his friends on the side for many decades, and may have even been a regional supplier to gangs selling the product in the neighborhoods, though this remains unconfirmed speculation. He would, however, at some point purchase a farm in Flint County's Leafy Hollow to begin cultivating an entire crop of his favorite plant for both his own consumption and, presumably, widespread distribution. By the early 1990s, Truth would be running his farm in relative peace, but be unfortunate enough to cross paths with the crash division of the LSPD, specifically Frank Tenpenny. It isn't clear if Tenpenny was blackmailing Truth in order to facilitate his cooperation, or if Truth was simply happy to sell to whomever was paying, but whatever the case, he would become Tenpenny's weed supplier, and as a result, unknowingly put himself on the path to notoriety and bad karma. By the magical year of 1992, Truth would be an aged hippie still dealing pot to all potential buyers, including Officer Tenpenny. When Tenpenny's actual conspiracy to peddle drugs and maintain his own power in the Los Santos police force comes under scrutiny by the district attorney, he would hire Truth to grow several tons of marijuana. With intentions to have the plants planted on the DA in order to discredit his allegations of corruption and crash, Tenpenny would draw his real ace in the hole, Grove Street gangster Carl Johnson. Blackmailing Carl into cooperation, Tenpenny would advise Truth to contact CJ, who would then be responsible for paying him for the enormous shipment of weed he was preparing.
Yeah.
Carl,
Who is this?
you know me. This is the truth.
No, I don't.
Perfection. They said you were a moron.
Who?
Okay, you can drop the act now, kid.
You the police?
No, we have a mutual friend and business partner.
We do? Who?
Yes. Have you killed any cops lately?
Oh man, Tenpenny. I should've known. That asshole.
So I've got a room at a motel in Angel Pine. Make sure nobody follows you.
Carl wouldn't know it at the time, but he and Truth would slowly become allies and even friends, but in the meantime they were both simply tools to the ever-corrupt Officer Tenpenny. Given that Tenpenny wanted Carl to actually pay for the weed that Truth was making, and not simply provide it as a favor, it seems unlikely that Truth was being blackmailed by the crash officer. In fact, it seems fair to assume that not even Tenpenny knew Truth's real name, or much about him beyond his services as a weed supplier, which he likely learned through his many years working the Los Santos drug scene. Whatever the case, Carl would be forced to meet with Truth at a motel in Angel Pine, where Tenpenny would reveal his plans to beat the system once again.
Hello? Hello, somebody in there?
In here.
Check this shit out. What do we have here?
Yo, Carl. What up, kid?
Hey, what's happening? Is this undercover training? Oh no, you must be off duty.
Yeah, whatever. Hush up, man. Mr. Truth here is going to be supplying you with some of the finest weed, and you are going to deliver it for us.
Hey man, you losing it. You hallucinating this shit.
What? Oh. Yo, Truth, come here, man.
Welcome, friend.
What's up?
Carl here is going to be paying you your money.
What you talking about?
Now, Carl, I got a real do-gooder fucking with me, and I want you to take this evil green poison and drop it on him. It's gonna ruin that asshole's career.
Ah, bullshit.
Dudes, you want mushrooms? Loons? How about some DMT?
No, not for me, man. I got a jet. Whew, shit. I'm fucked up. Yo, Carl, pay the man.
Whoa, man. I never thought I'd see that. A Fed out smoking me. What are you, dude? FBI? DEA?
Nah, I'm more like a private investigator.
Friend, you give off a positive energy. How about some Vietnamese opium?
Nah, I don't get down with that.
But how do I know I can trust you then?
What, I'm working for you now?
I'm a man of peace, but some squares across that ridge are not respecting my peace. I mean survivalist maniacs, right-wingers, fascists. They have a harvester and I need one. Get it, then you can pay me. Namaste, Carl.
The fuck that mean? Later, freak.
But Truth, hippie or not, was a businessman, and like any businessman, sought to cut down on his manual labor, even if it meant a few rednecks had to be sacrificed in the process. He would have Carl steal a combine harvester from a group of survivalists in Flint County, and though he wouldn't directly tell CJ to do so, he would apparently not be bothered when Carl used the harvester to harvest his way through the hillbillies in order to safely deliver it to his farm.
Man, you brought peace back to my valley. Thank you, friend. I'll call you when the whoop-de-doo is ready. Just make sure you get that cash.
Now possessing the machinery necessary to quickly harvest several tons of marijuana, Truth would get to doing what he did best, growing the evil green poison himself. Using his already vast reserves of seeds, Truth would cultivate a massive crop, far larger than what was even needed by Tenpenny, over several weeks. While Carl ran around the countryside robbing banks and betting shops, Truth would quietly and peacefully attend his crop, and eventually, it would be ready for harvesting.
What's happening?
Hey, Carl, dude. Now I got the little mau you're after. But be careful, man. People are listening to us. I got a little green village up in the hills. Come and get it. Whoa, man, I don't know you. Prank caller.
With money in hand, Carl would return to Truth's farm in Leafy Hollow to pay for Tenpenny's weed, expecting his job to be done at that point, at least until the next time Tenpenny decided to mess with him. However, perhaps not too surprisingly, Tenpenny would apparently have no intention of letting Truth off scot-free, and send LSPD forces to arrest him, presumably thinking Carl would already be long gone with the marijuana. However, Carl, none too fond of Tenpenny either, would gladly stay to help Truth both destroy the evidence of his crimes and prevent more cops from arriving before they could make their escape.
Peace. I've got everything you need, lone traveler. It's in the mothership. Back there.
Thanks, man. Look, here go your paper.
The karmic circle closes. All is as it should be. Back to the egg.
Damn, man, there must be 2 tons of that stuff back there.
3 Rama. What the fuck's that noise?
Hey, that sound like a chopper.
Oh, man. Narcs. You fucking rat.
Dude, don't put that on me. You the one deal with Tenpenny. What's all this?
Calm, brother. Panic paves the way to bad karma.
Man.
We gotta torch those fields. I only hope Kaya can forgive us.
Having recently won himself a garage through illegal street racing circuits around the countryside, Carl would drive with Truth in the mothership, where the two would get their first opportunity to get to know each other.
What you pull over for?
You better drive. I haven't driven in 15 years.
You was doing all right?
Yeah, then the fear hit me. Now I'm rolling a number to calm the waves.
Shit, I better call Caesar. Hey, Caesar, no time to talk, man. I'm on my way to San Fierro, okay? I'll meet you and Kendall at that garage I won at the races. Holla at y'all later.
Truth would attempt to open Carl's eyes to his, well, truth about government conspiracies, mind-reading technologies, and aliens from other planets. But at least at first, Carl would be more confused than anything. The two would crawl their way across the countryside in Truth's ancient van, and CJ would question just how he got around if he was so averse to driving himself.
What's with all aluminum foil, man?
Protection from mind control, dude.
Mind control?
Induction of images, sound, or emotion using microwave radiation. Do you know how many government satellites are watching any citizen at any moment?
No.
23. Do you know how many religious relics are kept at the Pentagon?
No, I don't.
23. You see a pattern emerging here, man?
Man, I'm seeing patterns all over the place. Get that smoke out my face. Jesus, we screwed. When'd you get this?
1967.
How you get around if you don't drive?
I have an astral goat called Herbie. She's faster than most, but getting old.
Yeah, whatever, man. You talking shit.
Eventually, the two would arrive on the outskirts of San Fierro, a place Carl had never been, and Truth would begin to reminisce on his many adventures in the Bayside city over the years.
Hey, this thing go any faster?
Man, we got 3 tons of grass on board. The engine block is held together with a macrame hammock, and it's running on 15-year-old cooking oil.
Shit, can you shoot?
Shoot? I'm a hippie. The only thing I've shot is acid. I heard about this dude snorting it once. Thought his nose was a kangaroo and the moon was a dog. Woo! There she is, brother. San Fierro, the city of psychedelic wonders.
Man, I can't believe I ain't been here before.
There ain't a better place to escape the man.
Okay, Mr. San Fierro, where's the spot at?
It's in Doherty, on the east side of Fierro, between Garcia and Easter Basin.
Perhaps feeling particularly nostalgic, or perhaps simply out of habit, Truth would even begin smoking in the van, already filled with tons of marijuana, much to Carl's annoyance.
Hey, you want to hit on this? A little temple chairs and a cocktail with some Nepalese munga munga.
Put that thing out, man. I can't see.
Hey, mellow out, brother. It's good shit.
Put it out, motherfucker. I'm warning you.
Whoa, chill the fuck out. Firstly, you are a real buzz killer, amigo. And secondly, I never made love to my mother. She wouldn't. And thirdly, we're in this together, so be cool.
Sorry, man. I just don't drive when I'm faded.
Finally arriving at the garage in Doherty, Truth would settle in temporarily with the Johnson siblings, Carl and Kendall, as well as Kendall's boyfriend Cesar Villalpando. intending to pay Carl back for helping him to avoid Tenpenny's double-cross.
This is the place. Whoa, Jesus, dude. Looks like you've been fed a bummer.
But unfortunately for Carl, the garage he'd been given would be run down and in serious need of renovations, not to mention staff, if CJ was ever going to turn it into a profitable chop shop. Luckily, Truth would be more than willing to help Carl, now indebted to him for his help escaping the LSPD. And even more conveniently, Truth would know just the right people to help Carl transform the garage into a veritable business, albeit a legitimate business.
Motherfucker! That mute asshole, that fucking snake without a tongue, gave me this shithole instead of a pink slip. I must be the biggest fucking idiot in the whole fucking world.
Holmes, take it easy. At least we're alive.
Carl, friend, fellow traveler, relax, man. You're really killing my fucking vibe here.
Well, I'm sorry I'm fucking up your vibe, old man, but I can't wait to get my hands on that mute and your bitch-ass cousin.
My cousin? You're gonna diss my familia?
My bad, man. I'm just pissed for all of us. I mean, look, we in a strange place. We got shit to our name, and for once, I try to make something work this garage, and it ain't even a garage.
Then make it into a garage.
Oh, that's a great idea, sis. Won't you shut up?
You know what, Carl? You are a fucking idiot. Your whole life you wanted something for nothing. Now you've got something and you don't know what to do with it. We'll make it good enough. We'll help, right?
We got your back, CJ.
Come on, stop tripping, man. Both of you.
Whoa, man, the energy here, it's fantastic. Oh.
Yeah, all right. But how I'ma find some good mechanics to work up in here, man?
I know a few guys. Come with me, friend. They're good people, I swear it.
Man, I'm about to ride with this fool again.
Truth would gladly help Carl to recruit people to work in his garage, and in the process give him a brief tour of the city, while he regaled CJ of his many outlandish and often unbelievable stories, in which he was almost always high as a kite.
Come on, man. There's these two guys I know. Used to work on marine engines till the mob bought their business over in Vice. Now they try and make ends meet by taking any old job. They're a little bit dull by their habit, but the smoke don't get in the way of their skills with an engine. We'll pick up Jethro first. Last I heard, he was working at a garage over in East Basin.
Hey, man, how you meet these dudes anyway?
I met them at the 89th year of Lovin', apparently.
Apparently.
You know how it is, man. A field of tents, crazy-ass music, a quart of mescaline vodka, polar bears.
Polar bears?
Yeah, go figure. But they were funny guys, man. Great sense of humor.
Truth's first recruit would be mechanic Jethro down in Easter Basin in the middle of Vietnamese gang territory, which Carl would become all too familiar with in the months to come.
This here's Vietnamese gang territory. Da Nang boys, shining razors, butterfly children. Watch yourself, dude. These cats are real serious.
Using his near-infinite karmic credit with fellow stoners thanks to his status as a dealer, Truth would easily convince Jethro to join Carl's ragtag chop shop crew.
Hey, Jethro! Hop in, man. I've landed you a real job.
Hey there, Truth dude. Oh, man. Do I owe you? Cause I swear I paid for that weed, dude.
No, man, we're good. I think. Jethro, Carl. Carl, Jethro.
What's up, man?
Can we swing by the hospital? It's over in Santa Flora district, west of here.
Yeah. You sick?
No, the government is, but that's a long story.
So, you know, like, what's the deal, dudes?
I'm opening the garage in Doherty by the waste ground. You know, car mods, lowriders, all that shit. You down?
Some polar bears shit in the woods.
No, but they've been known to shit in the liquor tent, if I remember it right.
Yeah, that was like so far gone, man.
Before finding their next recruit, however, Truth would ask Carl to take him to the San Fierro Medical Center, where CJ would get his first real glimpse at the extent to which Truth lived up to his name.
What we here for anyway?
Nothing. Oh, don't look. Cover your faces. Think about a yellow rubber duck.
You tripping again.
Shh. Okay, I've seen enough. Let's go see if we can find Dwayne.
He's working a hot dog van at the tram terminal in Kings.
Come on, dude. What's all that about?
You don't want to know.
Why?
Do you know what a subdermal neurophone is?
A what?
Exactly. Sometimes it's best to stay in the dark, kid.
Carl would begin to become intensely curious as to what Truth knew that he didn't, even beginning to see wisdom in his otherwise paranoid ramblings. With his own conspiratorial itch scratched, at least temporarily, Truth would next bring CJ to meet another mechanic, Dwayne, who'd taken to running a hot dog van in Kings.
Dude, Dwayne, man, how's the hot dog business?
It's totally shit. Why? What's happening?
My friend Carl here is opening a chop shop. Jethro's in. How about you?
Yeah, cool, man. I've got like some shit to take care of first, though. So, you tell me where you guys are gonna be at, and I'll meet you dudes there.
The garage is on the waste grounds in Dory. I'll see y'all later.
Okay, next stop, cop station downtown.
What? You out your mind. Why?
If I told you, the likelihood is you'd get a probe up your ass within a month.
Like, listen to the man, dude. He's real serious about that shit.
Okay, but you're starting to freak me out with all that space shit, man.
But once again, Truth would request a short detour, this time to the Samphira Police Department, to once again watch out for what can only be presumed to be lizard people working for the US government, or something like that. Whatever it was that Truth was looking for, he would apparently find it yet again, but be no more willing to fully reveal the truth to Carl, should he not be prepared to hear it.
Okay, you know the drill. Don't look interested in anything. Picture a pink golf ball in your mind. Okay, we're good to go.
Where to next, spacehead?
There's an electronics guy I've had dealings with. Goes by the name of Zero. He could fix a supercomputer with a paperclip. He's got his own shop, but he's always ready to help fellow travelers along the path. Let's go introduce you to him.
Look, what's going on, True? Who was them dude?
Don't go there.
Listen to Jethro. Now, what if I told you we never went to the moon? JFK lives in Scotland with Janis Joplin, and the only reason we've been in a Cold War for the last 45 years was because snake-headed aliens run the oil business.
I think you popped another micro dot.
Good. Keep it that way.
Last, but arguably not least, despite what the name implies, Truth's next recruit for Carl's cause would be tech expert Zero, who ran an RC shop in Garcia. It remains unclear how Truth and Zero originally met, as unlike most of his contacts, Zero does not appear to have been, by our own judgments, an avid marijuana smoker, though it is possible he simply hit it better than most.
Leave me alone, Berkeley. This is stalking. Oh, hey, Truth.
Get in. I'll fill you in as we drive. Home, James. Carl, Zero. Zero, Carl.
What's up?
Carl here is opening a garage around the corner. I told him you're the man to speak to when it comes to electronics.
Actually, I'm the only man to speak to. Grade A tip-top genius, that's me. You should drop by the shop sometime. See some of my shit, bro.
I'll do that.
And with that, Carl would have an actual team ready to help transform the garage from abandoned vehicle storage to the most successful illegal chop shop in the city, and all thanks to the aid of one very helpful hippie.
Okay, we here.
After helping Carl to set up his garage, Truth would disappear to parts unknown on his non-stop mission of doing something very important, we think. He would apparently keep an eye on Carl from a distance as he continued to climb his way up the criminal ladder, meeting more and more dangerous contacts, including mysterious G-Man Mike Torino, who, similarly to Tenpenny, would effectively blackmail CJ into performing whatever dirty work he needed done. Being a man whose entire identity was constructed around opposition to men such as Torino, whom he believed was far shadier than even he would admit, Truth would become extra paranoid when learning of Carl's association to him. He would use Carl's naivete to his advantage, and recruit his old friend for one of the most outrageous heists the government has never acknowledged.
Hail, fellow. Well met. Namaste. Peace. Carl, my brother.
Hey, Truth, where you at?
Just checking that you were no longer on government business. Where is he?
How the fuck would I know, man? He like the devil. Hey, man, you okay?
Everything is transient. Whoa, man. I'm passing through life same as every man.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what you're doing for Torino?
Nah, I seem to be on the need-to-know basis.
Oh, no, man. Two lies don't cancel each other out. You know that. We paid them to lie to us. Is that what our founding fathers wanted? No more, friend. No more. We're not alone.
Get off me, man! What's going on?
Everything is going on. Don't you get it? There's a place not even on the map. A train is about to leave. It can explain better than I ever can. Boy, this is going to blow your fucking mind. We got work to do. You better drive. I'll explain. The elegance does not even touch it.
With no prep, barely any explanation, and absolutely no assistance, Truth would drop Carl off on the boundaries of Area 69, a top-secret government facility not marked on any map, and CJ would plan his infiltration. Had it been any other man at any other time, or even perhaps a group of internet lunatics keen on getting inside, it would have been an absolute impossibility, but for a man like Carl Johnson, it was just another Tuesday. Carl would somehow manage to enter the facility, either by stealth or by force, and work his way through the halls to find the first piece of the truth that Truth spoke of so very often, a military-grade jetpack.
Code Red. Intruder has penetrated the project. All military personnel to the launch bay immediately.
He would burst out of the facility and escape without being gunned down by some wild improbability, and deliver the jetpack to Truth atop a mesa in the middle of the desert. To this day, the government has refused to acknowledge the theft, the existence of the project, or the substantial losses incurred in attempting to keep it from being stolen. As far as they're concerned, none of it ever happened, but we here at GTA Biographies strongly object.
Carl, dude, man.
Hey, here you go. You better stash it somewhere fast.
Far out. Have a nice trip, dude.
Hey, wait a... was it too much to ask to get a lift into town?
Truth would return to CJ's airfield and begin tinkering with the multi-million or possibly multi-billion-dollar space toy, and find quite quickly that flying it was far more difficult than Carl made it look. With his hands on such a rare piece of technology, one might think the Truth would be finished, but far from it, he would have one more job for CJ, which once again involved top-secret government conspiracies and a very mysterious vial of green goo.
Damn, where is this fool?
Whoa, shit!
Hey, man, look out!
The new age begins here!
Say what?
Not all fantastic things are lies, Carl. Today we'll know everything!
Oh, I can hardly wait. I hear knowledge is truly sacred in this part of the world.
Man, I've tried, but I can't fight for shit. You better do it. Land on the train, kill the guards, get in and steal the stuff.
Oh, yeah? What stuff?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know yet. I was starting to think you was a lunatic. What you mean you don't know yet?
You'll be stealing the answer. Look, fly the jetpack, land on the train, and steal whatever they least want us to get. Shh. Listen. They're coming. We better go. Peace on Earth, dude.
Barely breaking a sweat, CJ would don the jetpack and fly over the suburbs of Las Venturas to catch a military train transporting the mysterious substance. He would shoot his way through the soldiers, likely catching them all off guard with the new equipment, and swiping the vial for examination by Truth. Not even sure if what he'd retrieved was what he'd been looking for, Carl would return the goo to Truth, and he would be more than thrilled at its recovery, despite refusing to identify what exactly it was, if he even knew to begin with.
You got it, man?
I got something.
Let me see. Ooh, everything is different now.
What is it?
Everything. They will call this Year Zero. I'll be in touch.
Wait! What is... Yeah, see you around.
Truth would once again vanish to either stash, experiment on, or perhaps sell the new shiny government toys Carl helped him to acquire. What he did with the green goo remains unclear, but it appears he abandoned the jetpack after realizing he himself could not fly it, leaving it in the possession of the much more capable Carl Johnson. The green goo itself was never seen again, and explanations regarding what it was, what purpose it served, or why Truth wanted it continue to be woven to this day, ironically enough by stoners across the state carrying on Truth's legacy. But Truth would be seen by at least CJ and company a few more times that year before he truly disappeared from the record. Sometime after receiving the green goo from CJ, Truth would meet with the British band the Gurning Chimps in Las Venturas, and take them on one of his journeys deep into the desert of Bone County, for a peyote trip which would go, predictably, quite wrong. Waking up in a Japanese bathhouse in Los Santos, Truth would find himself unable to recall what happened to the band, or how he even wound up where he was. Knowing he would never make it back to the desert in time, and likely still coming down off of his intense high, Truth would ask CJ to locate them for him, as he attempted to find his karmic center, and probably his pants.
Hello?
Who am I speaking to?
It's CJ. Hey, Truth, is that you?
Might be. Might be a government algorithm trying to pick your brain, so don't admit anything.
Whatever, man. What's up?
I need a favor, Carl. Thought I could cash in some karma chips.
Your credit good?
I took some fellow travelers deep into the desert on a peyote safari a few nights back. We faced the inner light and communed with the Lizard King.
Sound fun. How'd it go?
That's the problem. I don't know. I'm in Los Santos. I woke up in a Japanese bathhouse about an hour ago. I have no idea how I got here or where the others are.
They're probably fine.
I don't think so. They were Brits, a band, and their managers. They have no experience about the desert.
Okay. Where'd you make camp? I can go have a look.
I took them up Arco del Oeste. Fantastic sunsets. Best start looking for them up there.
Carl would gladly help out, and eventually even form a relationship of his own with Gurning Chimps manager Kent Paul and the lead singer Macker, as well as Paul's old friend Ken Rosenberg. CJ would rob a mafia casino, save Paul, Macker, and Ken's lives, and eventually return to Los Santos to retake the mansion of rapper Mad Dog from Los Santos Vagos dealer Big Papa. Now back home, CJ would at some point invite Truth to either live with or at least hang out with him at his new mansion in the Vinewood Hills, and Truth would personally sit in on the trial of Frank Tenpenny, hoping his time had finally come along with the rest of Carl's crew.
Hey, be quiet, be quiet.
Come on, you bunch of wankers. This is unbearable.
Shut up.
Officers Eddie Pulaski and Frank Tenpenny, both hard-working members of a community policing unit, have been charged with racketeering, corruption, narcotics, and sexual assault.
They brought it on themselves.
That bastard cost me my farm. And he hogged the barn.
Fellow officer Ralph Pendlebury, who had threatened to turn state's evidence, and who was then found shot dead in a supposedly unrelated gang incident.
I say 20 years.
Try 5 years. Cops always get off easy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Lost evidence, retracted witness statements, and now the disappearance of fellow officer Jimmy Hernandez and Officer Pulaski himself, believed to be on the run. Oh wait, they're exiting the courtroom now.
That bastard Pulaski will probably turn up dead just like the rest
In light
of
of the
them.
lack of evidence against my client, the district attorney's office has seen fit to drop all charges
What?
against this innocent man.
That's bullshit.
You see? You can't
Sensational,
trust the
truly
system, man.
unbelievable. This surprise decision is wholly unprecedented.
Oh, man, ain't no justice. It's just
I
us.
know. I've been arrested numerous times for totally natural behavior.
Los Santos will burn tonight.
Ain't nobody gonna be riding in my hood.
I don't know about that, Holmes. Look, the whole city is going up.
Oh,
People are
here we
fucking
go.
pissed off about this.
People don't know what they want. We all being used.
You see, man? It's always the same, friend. Power systems corrupt everyone.
Look, I said we gonna secure the hood. We ain't getting shit together so some idiot can burn it down.
Although Tenpenny wouldn't be convicted that day, in the subsequent riots and chaos, CJ would retake much of his old territory from the Balos gang, and once again carve out space for he and his own to live in the city he called home. Now good friends, Truth would continue to accompany Carl as he settled into his new life as a powerful and highly successful gangster businessman. Truth would even witness the death of Frank Tenpenny himself at CJ's hands, although technically, Frank's death was entirely his own doing, but it was nonetheless quite satisfying for Truth.
Don't do it, man. He's gone.
I just want to be sure it's over, man. That's all.
It's cool. Don't need to put a bullet in him. He killed himself in a traffic accident. No one to blame. Let's roll.
I mean, far out, man. You know, I mean, you beat the system. I tried for 30 years to cross over, but you managed it, man. I mean, man, you're an icon, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm just glad it's finally over.
What's up with Smoke?
You know what's up with Smoke. He always saw things a little different than us.
Smoke? Smoke was always on his own, always out for self.
That is the surest path to hell, man. Well, that or 15 microdots and an ounce of mescaline.
Let's go get something to eat.
Sounds good to me.
See you around, officer.
What became of Truth afterwards is anyone's guess. Given that he seemed to be in his early 60s 30 years ago, it's entirely possible, if not likely, that he has since passed on, but no one has seen or heard from him since, which is probably exactly the way he likes it. The Truth was, as we've mentioned, the near-perfect stereotype of the American hippie. He preached peace and love, sold and smoked marijuana, traveled the country in a psychedelic van, and sought to expose the government for massive conspiracies for which he had no real proof, until he did. Truth was an exceptionally peaceful man in almost all circumstances, but where the government was concerned, he could be an absolute maniac, even if he himself did not partake in the violence he commissioned. He was a man of many mysteries, which is most elegantly demonstrated by the fact that nobody seemed to know his actual name. As we said, he was a very avid pot smoker, among other recreational drugs, and as a result was very laid back, preferring to keep his cool and remain calm at all times, lest his karmic balance be thrown out of whack. He almost never got truly angry, even when cornered by the police and on the verge of losing everything, and always found a way to turn otherwise intense situations into relaxing journeys through one's inner mind. He was known to trip on just about every drug known to man, and it's possible he sold a lot more than just pot, which may point to connections in the criminal world far beyond Carl Johnson or even Frank Tenpenny. He also had a green thumb, capable of growing, maintaining, and harvesting high-quality marijuana crops entirely on his own, albeit with the help of modern equipment like combine harvesters. He was almost entirely independent in this regard, making his own way through life without relying on his many friends and allies, but also never failing to call in a favor for the many, many people who felt they owed him for his services as the San Andreas Weed Fairy. Truth was both a very simple and incredibly complicated man, a man whose inner thoughts seem far too complicated to untangle for our investigative team here at GTA Biographies. He believed things that seemed too difficult to wrap one's mind around without dismissing him as a complete lunatic, and yet he seemed to be validated on at least 2 occasions when discovering top-secret government projects, which turned out to be just as real as he'd predicted. At the end of the day, Truth was mostly harmless, as long as you weren't in the CIA, FBI, or any other 3-letter government agency, which is to say, not really all that harmless at all. Had he the physical capabilities, it seems likely that Truth would have caused even more damage than he did with just his accomplice in Carl Johnson, but as history stands, his peace and love, lazy hippie attitude would always win out over his righteous desire to stick it to the man with anything more than words. Unlike most people we examine here on GTA Biographies, Truth has absolutely no history of direct participation in violent crime. However, as an avid pot smoker and seller in the United States during the war on drugs, Truth would have had plenty of crimes beyond violence for which he was responsible, starting with drug dealing and cultivating marijuana in his early life, drug dealing, conspiracy accessory murder, and conspiracy accessory theft, or Grand Theft Auto, when selling weed to Carl for 10 penny, and then hiring Carl to retrieve a combine harvester from fascist survivalists. Drug dealing, drug distribution, cultivating marijuana, conspiracy accessory murder, and evading authorities when selling 3 tons of marijuana to Carl and then witnessing Carl destroy a police helicopter in order to escape. Conspiracy accessory murder, conspiracy accessory trespassing on government property, and conspiracy accessory theft of government property when tasking Carl with infiltrating Area 69 to steal a jetpack. And conspiracy accessory murder and conspiracy accessory theft of government property when tasking Carl with stealing a vial of green goo off a military train. As you can see, his record would still be quite substantial for his association to Carl Johnson, but had Truth never been given the deus ex machina that CJ was, it seems entirely likely that he would have no direct connections to violence. Truth's willingness to have dozens slaughtered in the name of simply confirming his paranoid delusions, even if correct, goes to show that underneath his peaceful, calm, old man exterior was the head of an anti-government fanatic who was plenty capable of the violence he so often denounced. What caused the hippies to be so paranoid about the government's secret plans? Was it the LSD? Maybe the pot? Or was it the overwhelming evidence of government foul play? It isn't for us here at GTA Biographies to say. One thing I always say quite confidently is that America is a dangerous place, folks. Stay indoors, people. You never know if your pot dealer is secretly planning to recruit you for an infiltration of a top-secret government facility in the middle of the night. I'll see you next time on another exciting edition of Grand Theft Auto Biographies with me, your host, Guinness Walker. Thank you for watching. A very special thank you to my executive producer patrons Mo S, XX Anti-Tricks Never Sorry 17, and WigglyPizzaPants. Myself and the Weasel News Network greatly appreciate your contributions.